Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. Today we're starting a brand new rebuild. England, all three formats. England in real life have really started their rebuild in Test cricket since McCullum came along, and they're in this amazing McCullum era. We're going to try and replicate that and take England to world #1 and win the World Test Championship, as well as win the World Cup and retain #1 status in ODI cricket. And the same with T20. Can we win a T20 World Cup? Can we become the #1 team in the world? There's a lot to do, and we're going to be using data to analyse it all. Essentially, in the game, you can save the scorecards from all the different formats that you're playing, and they will go into this template that I've built that goes in, extracts them, and puts them into cool data that allows you to look at how your team is doing with a performance plus rating and how batters are doing. So performance plus of 100 equals a league average top 7 batter. Anything above that is highly superb, and hopefully they're the sort of players that we're going to be able to select from the domestic game and bring them through. So it's like Moneyball, but we're just using stats to be able to do it. You can see here in my Gujarat Titan save, all these bowls were exceptional, but we always had someone who wasn't quite performing. Yadav and Tuatia not quite living up to expectation. So it does allow you to do all that. It also allowed you to deep dive into the analysis of players and how they're performing. It's all built. It's literally just a click of a button. It is a free download as well, so if you want to use it, you just click the download link below and you can do it. Shows you average, balls per dismissals, runs per boundary. You know, if you're talking T20, you've got your strike rate against team strike rate for the innings that they've played in as well, how often they're dismissed below 20 and score above 50 and score above 100. They're important in the performance plus measures when we're talking first class cricket and domestic cricket. How often do they convert? Percentage of team runs. Balls per boundary is a real good one when it comes to looking at T20 cricket. And you've got how they're getting out. If you've got a guy that's getting bowled early and getting out early, you need to work on some defensive stuff. So you can do this. You can sort it by formats and all the rest of it. So that is how we're going to play the game. And first off, just like they were in real life, England are playing against New Zealand. Chris Wokes, injured. Wood, injured. Parkinson, injured. And that's the 13 we're going to go with. Crawley and Lees up top. We've got Root, Bairstow, Pope, Folkes, Stokes, Broad, Anderson, Robinson and Leach. So we're starting very similar to how they did in real life. Pope's going to take #3 role. Stokes is going to be captain batting at 6. Folkes at 7. It's a little bit of a long tail, but I can live with it. But we need some sort of performance coming from up top from Lees and Crawley. Won the toss on a beautiful day. We're going to have a bat. And 340 is the score. Zach Crawley. You know, question marks. I've played with him on this game before. I've never got a lot out of him. He goes and scores 117 off 199. Very good innings. Runs all around the wicket. High amounts in the V, to be fair. But excellent start for him. Pope 60. Batting at 3 for the first time. Did well. Bairstow 51, continuing his good form from real life. And that's a good performance. 233 all out. Tom Latham carried his bat actually for 85 off 222. But we made inroads early. 4 for 76, 5 for 117, 6 for 146. They crept their way towards 233 towards the end. Jimmy with a big 4. Robinson with 2. Broad with 2. Stokes with 1. Declarations come 394 for 5, off a good lick as well. 120 overs, okay, we're going at 3 in a bit. But Alex Lees stepping up, 146 for him, a first, a maiden Test match century. That's a fine innings. You know, I've played as England before on this game, and openers was the issue I had. Lees and Crawley failed. The work in here. Pope with back-to-back 50s in the game. Nice performance from him, looking solid. And a quick 550 from Ben Stokes over a runner ball. And it gives us plenty of time to try and bowl them out. The pitch actually isn't that bad. There's average bounce, there's good wear. Got a bit of overcast conditions on Friday morning, on day 5 morning. But it's day 4, session 2, an hour to go. Let's roll. This is the session, day 5, session 1, overcast conditions. They're 111 for 2, they need 391, that's out of the question. But Tom Latham looking settled. That didn't go to plan. 282 for 4. Tom Latham scored over 200 runs in the match. 125 not out here. Not out in both innings. We didn't make any inroads. We took some wickets early doors. One in the second over. One just before the 30th. And then it was a long time before we picked up another. They just put in big partnerships after big partnerships. And we lost a lot of time. We lost 2 hours in total for rain. So starting off with a draw, but I'm taking the positives. The batting's looking good. One change for the second test. Harry Brook is coming in for test debut, batting at 6. Folkes drops to the bench. I'm playing Bairstow as the keeper. I've got, Pope can keep wicket on this game, and I don't think the skill set's that great on the game. It doesn't make too much difference, so that's what we're going with. At Trent Bridge, we've got a lot of rain coming, and we're going to bowl while it's sunny. Wow. We've lost 2 hours 41 for rain, but they've got 326 thanks to Devon Conway. We actually got Tom Latham out, which was a good start. Robinson 5, Jimmy 4. Nothing else from the rest, but Devon Conway 180 not out. That's the third time they've had an opener in 3 innings carry their bat all the way through, runs all around the wicket, hardly played and missed, 1 drop catch, fine performance. And we've got 35 overs left in the day on day 2 and overcast bowling conditions ahead. But we do okay, 81 for 1 at the close. We've just lost Stat Crawley. Alex Lee's looking solid again. And that's a pretty decent performance, 438. Alex Lee's cashed in his chips again. He's gone back-to-back hundreds and given himself a very impressive 47 test match average. Ollie Pope with 117. 2 catchable shots, no drop catches in his innings. He's off to an absolute electric start in test match cricket for us. Root with 88 did well. But we've given ourselves a lead. It's 112 lead. It's day 4, session 2. We've got bowler-friendly conditions. And we're set up for a finish. 123 it's going to be to win. 234 all out. Good runs from Daryl Mitchell. Both openers did got fails, 18 and 19, which was nice. Neil Wagner added a few down the end, a few frustrating partnerships which pushed up the amount we need. But we got a lot from Ben Stokes in this innings. His bowling has actually been okay, but this is the first time he's really performed, picking up 4 for 51 with the old ball. Oliver Robinson looking very solid. 123 to win. We've got a session and a half. 88 from the final session to win. 18 to win from 19 minutes. Root on 29. Bairstow on 29. And we've got home with 1 over and 2 balls to spare. Root with 42. Bairstow 33. We didn't have to go crazy. We just did enough. We give ourselves a 1-0 lead in a match that had 3 hours 33 minutes lost. And fair play, Ollie Robinson with 9 for 128 in the game. And just like that, we're off to the Netherlands for a 3-match, 1-day international series. The Netherlands don't even appear on this list, but this is part of, not the Test Championship, the ODI Championship, which equates to how you're going to go and if you're going to qualify directly for the World Cup. So that's the squad we're going to take. We're going with David Milan, Jason Roy, Root, Butler, Salt, Bairstow, Ali, Curran, Livingston, Rashid and Jordan and Stokes as all-rounders, and Cast, Topley and Parkinson with the ball. Kind of experimental. You just kind of, hey, Jason Roy's improved his catching. Well, isn't that great? I want to bring Joe Root in. I want to play him at 3. And I think that's going to do us for the first game. Cast, Parkinson, Curran and Stokes. I feel like we're light, actually. Parkinson's not going to play. I'm going to play Chris Jordan. Sam Curran, Stokes, Jordan. 4 seamers. We've got Rashid. We've got Moeen Ali. We've got Liam Livingston. We've got plenty of bowling going around. And we're going to win the toss and have a bat. And that's a solid performance. 335-6. Jason Roy, 173. Which is the second best score, just behind his 180 he scored against Australia in 2018. It was an excellent performance. 3 catchable shots, 4 played and missed, a 112 strike rate for the innings. He was great all the way through. We had such a good start. We scored 80 odd off the first 10 overs. Josh Butler with 63 off 57 over a run of ball. Stokes had in a few at the end. And a 97 run victory. Really easy, but we expected it to be. What did I get from the bowlers? Sam Curran was great with a 3.69 economy rate. That's really what I'm looking at early doors, is who can give me some stability. Adil Rashid was expensive. Moeen Ali was great until his final over or 2. I bowled him slightly too much. But Chris Jordan fought back well from an expensive first over. In fact, we're going to make a change. I'm going to give Matt Parkinson a run out. It's just about seeing players early doors. You want to see who's performing, who can give you control. Control's big for me in this format. Netherlands respectable, 253. Musa Ahmed with a well-made 57. Scott Edwards, sorry, with 59. He's in exceptional form in real life this year as well. Bowler-wise, Curran, great economy rate again from his 9.3 overs. Chris Jordan, we know he's good. Stokes and Cast both proven to be slightly expensive, but Matt Parkinson came in and went at 4.2s. That's something to take note of. Not scraped home, but 47.5 overs. We had to give it the respect that was due. We did lose a bit of time for rain, but Joe Root 138 off 152, really leading the way. No one else. Jason Roy 42 again. No one else really getting involved, excellent performance. Like, we were in cruise control for the majority of it. We didn't need to go hard because we lost those 40 minutes and it was raining. Going to make a change again. We're going to go Bryden Cost out. I'm going to give Reece Topley the new ball. And I'm going to bring in Phil Salt for Johnny Bairstow. Again, we know Bairstow is exceptional in white ball cricket. We're going to have a bowl. Look at that. It's not often you get a change in conditions. I'm going to have a bowl. Another good performance, 208 all out. You expect to win these games, but you want to see who did well. Reece Topley, okay. None for 28, 5.6. Only one played and missed as well. Maybe bowled a little too short or too full. He got worked away quite a lot. Matt Parkinson, not quite as prolific as he was last game. One LBW appeal, one catchable shot. Runs pretty much all around, but mainly through cover. Moeen Ali has been brilliant for us so far, as has Chris Jordan. Yeah, series win. Series win. Butler and Ali batted well. They put on plenty of runs after a few early wickets. They put on 130, in fact. Phil Salt looked very good for his 185 strike rate, 39, 6 fours and a 6 thrown into the mix. I was pretty happy with that. Fails for Roy and Root. It was overcast again, but 3-0 series victory. I can't complain about that. We're going to be good in this format. It's just whether we can find the right players that can control the game enough economy rate wise for us to have a go, because I think our batting's really, really strong. Look at that. Bairstow, Salt, Stokes, Butler, Roy all scoring over a run a ball. With the ball, Sam Curran, the best. 3.57 economy rate from 24 overs, an average of 14. Chris Jordan, exceptional. And Moeen Ali, exceptional. Matt Parkinson went at 5.05, so that's, you know, the team's basically conceding about 255 if everyone bowled like him. So I think that's pretty good. Kars Rashid, Topley was okay. Stokes is expensive. Oh, Alex Lees is out for 4 weeks. That's no good. He's been in exceptional form. So looking at who's doing well in County Championship cricket, or that's first class current year, English County Championship cricket, Alex Davis is there, Alex Lees in Holland. Keaton Jennings could probably come in and fill in for a game. Collar Cadmore doesn't quite fit the bill of what I'm after. Jake Libby hasn't got, his average is really, really low. So we actually haven't got that many to choose from to come in. I could go with a Sibley, I could go with a Jennings. Jennings is for me. He's probably slightly better. 250s in his last few innings. Collar Cadmore's on a pretty poor run. Or you could go the complete opposite way and bring in someone like Phil Salt, whose, you know, recent scores aren't that great. I think we're going to do it. We're going to bring in Keaton Jennings for a test. Horses for courses. So we did make one change. Brody is going out. I'm going to bring in Sam Curran just to give us a left arm option with the seam up attack. Brody, I found in this game, is kind of at the end of his tether. You can get a bit of legs out of Anderson, but Brody's about done. Lost a toss. We're going to have a bat. It's a bit wet. Best of luck, Keaton Jennings. Best of luck, Keaton Jennings. He's gone and scored 100. Back in the test team for the first time in what feels like forever. I think the last time I can remember him seeing might have been in the West Indies tour, 2019. Did score that incredible 146 in Sri Lanka that time. 3 test match centuries to his name now. 302. No drop catches, 3 catchable shots. Just a really good performance. Root consistent again. But we've followed that up with a really good performance with the ball. Anderson and Robinson got them 4 for 38, 5 for 39. And Curran came on. Ball was still swinging. It was overcast. And over by over, we absolutely romped through them. Brilliant. Just really, really good performances. The wicket started falling in the 24th over. And every other over, he's picking up a wicket. Fine performance, 4 for 41, with him forced to follow on. And it's going to be 158 to win. They offer some good resistance. Tom Latham's had an exceptional series, 125. He's gone and scored second century. Second 125 as well to his name. 95 for Henry Nicholls in a fighting, valiant effort. They batted 113 overs. Robinson 3, Anderson 1. Curran was good again. Not so good first time around, but after we took the second new ball and he came on, that's where he managed to rip through the back end of the innings. Economy rate could be a question mark for us, but 2 fourthers since he's come back into the team is very good. And, you know, it looks slightly overcast, uneven bounce, but it's only 158, right? Zach Crawley, first ball. That is not the best shot first up, Zach. Don't worry, team. Leave it down to Joe Root. 79 not out. He's had a great series. 2 350s to his name, a 42 not out. He's batted well. Keaton Jennings with 46 as well. As we're going to take a series win, 2-0, Very good performance. Puts us up to second in the Test match rankings on 25 points, which is exceptionally high for where I think we should be. And we've got a one Test match against India coming up. And this is a really interesting one. So we're 2-1 down with one match to play. It's the COVID cancelled series. Harry Brook's going to retain his place in the team, only averaging 21 so far. Johnny Bairstow averaging 31. A few question marks around that, but bowlers are doing a very good job. Curran's going to retain his place as well, although his fitness is a little bit low, but we can afford it. And it's bowler-friendly conditions, and we've been inserted. 385, and it's at a snail's pace. 162 overs we batted. We lost early wickets. We're 2 for 7, 3 for 27. Jasprit Bumrah ran through. Keaton Jensen, Ollie Pope early doors. Joe Root stepped up again. 151 not out this time. 151 out, sorry. He batted well. Bairstow batted well. And Stokes' 96 gave us some stability after poor partnerships. 174 Root and Stokes put on 133 with Bairstow. And 306 all out. We're going to take a 79 run lead. Pujara and Kohli put on a big partnership in the middle, 134. But we bowled well. We had them, well, they were at 2 for 187 and we bowled them out for 306. Ollie Robinson came on, picked up some wickets with the old ball as well. And then Jack Leach came on, picked up 2 for 29 during that 60 to 80 over period. Good performance. Jimmy solid again. He's having an exceptional run at the moment. And 659 Test wickets to his name. And it's going to be 353 to win on the final day. I went as fast as I could, but man, even though I was batting guys on aggressive, it just wasn't going anywhere. Crawley and Jennings were great. Crawley got 95. Batted slow for him, strike rate of 40, but he got there. And Keaton Jennings, a strike rate of 54 for his 84. He's in excellent form since he's come back in, a century and a big 50 to his name. Pope 30 odd, Root 30 odd. Bairstow and Brook went trying to get on with it. Brook's having a pretty poor run since he's come into the team. I am batting on batting technique. Same with Zach Crawley. I'm trying to get them better rather than make the most out of them now. So it's going to be an interesting final day. It's a full day's cricket. There's a bit in it for the seamers. And it's bright sunshine. 353 to win. And India are going to hold on. 248 for 7 from 90 overs. They batted well. Shreyas Iyer just a wall in the end. 58 off 109. KL Rahul with 60. Good performance. Ben Stokes picked up a rogue 5. He's not the best bowler on the game, but we got a lot out of him. And we didn't get a lot of wickets early doors. It was more this back end, like 45 over onwards, we started to pick up a few. But then up here until we got the new ball, we just couldn't get the breakthrough. India are going to win the series. It does mean we drop down to 23 points. India retain at #1 in the rankings. And the World Test Championship is now up to date with that series, in England are in the mire. We're not going to qualify and we're not going to win it. But we can give ourselves a good performance. T20 cricket, one-day cricket, coming ahead against India before we host South Africa. And this is how we're going to line up. Bairstow, Roy, Root at 3. I'm going with him over David Malan. Butler, Livingston, Ali. I've moved these two up because I'm hoping to get stability at the top, but I can wiggle these around where I need to. Stokes, Curran, Jordan, Tom Curran and Matt Parkinson. I've got Lewis Gregory in the team that can come in. We're a whole host, just like real life, a whole host of injuries going on. We've won the toss. We're going to have a bowl. Interesting innings, 140 for 9. We actually controlled it quite well. We were okay up front. Curran and Ben Stokes took the new ball. I'm trying stuff out to see what I can get the most off. We got a couple of overs out of Stokes. Curran came on, was great. Jordan was great. And our spinners were great as well. It was right at the end. They got away from us. The last 2 overs put up some big numbers. And we've done it with 3 balls to spare. And it's worked. The lineup didn't quite fire. Bairstow went first ball. Root and Roy. My option was to bat Root more stable and bat him through and bat aggressive around him. Didn't really work with the top 3. But Livingston was great. I batted him slower and then went big at the end, you can see here. And Ben Stokes came in and did a job as well. It's really all about trying to play the match situation. I didn't have to go balls to the wall. I just had to do enough. That is another good performance. 124 all out. They got some runs from KL Rahul. Kohli opening with Shikhar Dhawan. But Curran was great. Jordan was great. Tom Curran's doing a job. Moeen Ali's doing a job. And Matty Parkinson's doing a job. I got 1 over out of Stokes. Didn't quite need much more. They had a bit of stability here, but we picked up wickets. I keep bowling Moeen Ali around the end here. And it's working well. And we win by 9 wickets, 125 for 1. Root scoring a massive strike rate of 177. He is officially back. And Johnny Bairstow just doing enough, going at a 165 strike rate, but couldn't get much of the strike as the two put on a 119 run partnership. All-time fastest 50, Johnny Bairstow, 18 deliveries. And 100 is made off 52 balls. And we get 197 for 8. Bairstow, just incredible. Look at this for a first over. Hit 28 off the first over. 6-2, 4-6, 4-6. Absolute carnage. Jasprit Bumrah going round the park. We're 2-0 up and we could be 3-0 up soon. And it is 117 for 9. We're fantastic in white ball cricket. Stokes gave me an over at the top. Again, I'm just shifting things around to see who can do what job. Tom Curran wasn't quite so good this time around. He went to 8s, but he was expensive early doors. Spin was exceptional. Parkinson's control has been something else. He's not gone for more than 28 runs in an innings. That's just a really, really fine performance from the team. If we look at the series averages on this one, the batting didn't quite fire, but it did enough. Enough people scored runs. 250s for Root and Livingston and 1 for Bairstow. But with the ball, Sam Curran going at economy rate of 6. Curran, economy rate of 6. Parkinson 5. Jordan 5. Stokes over 8. He's the only one. 3 one-days against India coming up. Bit of a question mark what we do at the top of the order. Philip Salt came in and did pretty good, so I'm going to give him the gloves and give him the nod. All the top order are performing really, really well this year. Liam Livingston, the only one that probably isn't, but I want him to do that job he did in T20 cricket for us. Braden Carse, I'm going to give a wide berth to for the first game. Reece Topley is going to come in. Sam Curran's going to continue to just be our best multi-format player at the moment. I kid you not, that 312 is really well earned. We were 4 for 85. Jason Roy scored 40, Philip Salt 27 at the top. But Root, Ali and Butler all went. I tried to bat them on lower aggression and just bat an innings. And I made a random decision to move Sam Curran up the order and protect Livingston and Stokes for more towards the end. Curran went and scored his first ever international century. 111 off 101. Livingston scored 87 and somehow they put on 182 and they've given us a great platform to go and try and win. I fluffed my lines. My selection was wrong. I didn't get my bowling right. Rohit Sharma scored runs. He scored a century and Virat Kohli at 88. But I just got this wrong. I had way too many spinners in my team. And I think I've got too many spinners in this one-day squad. It's completely different to T20 international cricket. So Chris Jordan coming back into the team. I didn't realise selecting my team that I didn't have him in. And we score well again, 348. Phil Salt was 72 at the top of the order, going at a 128 strike rate. Nicely done. A little bit of stability around here. Again, Curran batting in the top 6. This is a different tactic, but he scored an over-runner ball 50. Livingston over a runner ball 39 and Stokes a 141 strike rate score. Gave us a good performance, solid partnerships all the way down, and some good increase at the end. I would have liked it better. And we get the win, and it's Braden Carse with 5 for 44. Bowled pretty well. Bowled well at the start, bowled well at the end. A little bit short, 31% of his balls, or 31% of his balls being short. But good performance. Bowlers were okay, you know, we're trying to get economy rates below 5 ideally, but below 6 is, you know, you're chasing 300. And all of these didn't quite work out, but it does make it 1 apiece. Still feel like I'm missing a bowler in this format of cricket that's really a next level. Ben Stokes, yeah, I know, he's got a 163 bowling average, but I'm okay with that. His economy rate's okay, he gives us great depth with the bat. Particularly with good old Sam Curran going to the top. Decider. What do we got? We've got a batting wicket, we've got good conditions, and we're bowling. How many are you chasing? 340. Kohli, he's had a great series actually. An 88 and an 87 to make up for a poor T20 series. He batted well. Rishabh Pant scored at a really good rate for his 51 run out. KL Rahul with 52, batting down at number 6 randomly. And bowlers didn't quite work. We were good in the power play. Really good in the power play. But as soon as we came out of the power play, this period here, they just completely upped their game. Moeen Ali went round the park. Parkinson had a period where he went round the park. Chris Jordan didn't give us stability in the middle. So it's going to be a big chase for the series. And somehow, I think we're going to pull it off. Stokes 23 off 10. Curran 40 off 32. Jason Roy with a century. We need 10 off 12. and we do it with 3 balls to spare. It's another series victory. Coming from behind series victory, this one. Sam Curran, the batter in one-day international cricket. Let's talk about it. At number 6 has been brilliant. 111 not out, 57 and then 47 not out at 123 strike rate to take us home. I'm so stoked about that. Livingston didn't quite work out today, but he's had a good, you know, little white ball campaign. And Ben Stokes, he's batting at number 8 for us. I can move him up if we need it. It just depends match situation, how we're going. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. That's an excellent performance. Jason Roy, man of the match or player of the match. And yeah, just some good performances. Sam Curran, a 112 strike rate for his runs. Liam Livingston actually scored at a 92 strike rate, which is a little low, but it's reasonable for one-day international cricket. Joe Root had a poor series, 64 strike rate, 21. But with the ball, Brydon Carse was really good. It was a heavy run-scoring series, and Sam Curran, man of the series by an absolute long shot. Average 215 and a 5.46 economy rate with the ball is exceptional. And we're going to make one change for the squad for the South Africa series, and it's going to be Tom Curran coming in for Reece Topley, who's still there. Now we're sorted. Changes to the team. Phil Salt's going to stay in his place at the top of the order, averaging 35. Roy and Root, very good. Moeen Ali's exceptional. His economy rate is what I'm really after in those middle overs, offering control. Sam Curran's been fantastic since he's come into this lineup. Brydon Carse is going to get the new ball again. And Tom Curran is the man coming in. Tom Curran will not be the man coming in. I'm going to play Chris Jordan again. Not a best performance. 276 all out. Phil Salt with 50 at the top of the order, looking good. Joe Root ate up a ton of time. I know it's one-day cricket and there is plenty of time, but he ate up a ton of time. Didn't really get going. He's not having the best campaign actually in one-day international cricket. Oh, he's averaging 40. Averaging 40, bolstered by runs against a crap opposition. Netherlands, I think it was at the start. Moeen Ali with 88, Josh Buttler with 53. Josh Butler's been under the radar, pretty consistent for us, averaging 40 in 7 games so far. Now, South Africa, if you've not played this, are the best team on the game, and their bowling attack is legit. And we have been thumped. 277 for 2. Janovan Milan with 136 of his finest at a 110 strike rate, 123 balls. Runs everywhere, literally everywhere, and we were just not even at the races of this. They started so well. We didn't get a wicket until about the 23rd over. By that stage, there was 133 on the doors. Nothing worked. No one played particularly well, except Brydon Carse going at 5.7 was pretty useful. Chris Jordan was okay. There is a seismic leap when you play against teams that are exceptionally talented. Now, I do want to try and bring in Tom Curran. I want to give him a go, but I'm not quite sure how to get him into the team. Ben Stokes is the only one, but his batting has been good. That's the problem. He scores runs, 152 at strike rate, a 120 down at number 8 is really, really good, but his bowling is expensive. I'm going to change things up. It's only a game. It's only a series. It doesn't really matter that much. It's all about winning World Cups. So we're going to go with Tom Curran, pretty much an all-seam attack, and Moeen Ali as the spinner. Right, Tom Curran's got 5 for 50 in his comeback game, but he was slightly expensive. 2 of those wickets actually came in the final over. He had a pretty good final over, to be fair. 2 wickets there. Sam Curran with 2 wickets just before then. But it's another good performance. Milan and Tender Vavuma just scoring runs for fun. Milan with 105 off 116 this time. Runs all the way through the middle order. Moeen Ali is the frontline spinner, just doesn't work. He's not had the best campaign so far. His economy rate 6.48. He went at 11s here from 3 overs. Just didn't work. 333 to win. We need a good start from Jason Roy, who is actually, yeah, he's coming off that 113 not too long ago. But he has been quite inconsistent, I found. He's averaging 57, but 2 big hundreds. Remember, one of them was 170 odd. So he's bolstered by that, and he was poor in T20 cricket. 335 for 7. I got there in the end. One with 1 over to spare. Joe Root with the century. He needed that. The form that he's been in. He was due a big one, and he performed. Phil Salt and Jason Roy were exceptional. 140 for that first wicket, including, I think it's 7th over. There we go. They scored about 24 off it and went absolutely bonkers. But that changed the complexity of the power play and put us in a really good position. No one else really got in, but Curran did enough, Stokes did enough, and this is why I want Stokes in the team. Finisher, 233 strike rate to win the game. Really happy with that. Really good performance from the team. Puts it at 1 each with 1 to play. So I do think we're a better team with Matt Parkinson in the lineup. I'm just not quite sure where to shoehorn him in, particularly as Tom Curran went and got a bag load of wickets. The one that could go is Liam Livingstone, who is not in great form, but can't get rid of Moeen Ali because his batting's been so electric, averaging 42. Stokes is the one though, isn't he? Although his batting is so good. Maybe I'm going to... Oh, Carse is going under 6s. Sam Curran's exceptional. But we need Parkinson's spin in these overs, I feel. Oh, it's a seaming wicket. We're going to leave it. Seaming wicket. It's a seaming wicket. 258 for 8. We were 5 for 42. 6 for 43. The seamers, Wian Mulder, who's playing at Leicestershire this year, absolutely bombarded us and went through us. Salt scored 21, but Roy, Root, Moeen Ali, Josh Butler and Liam Livingstone, who is in woeful form. Look at that. Oh, you're going the wrong way, son. Really, really poor. But Stokes coming in at 8. Curran at 7. I know they probably sound like the wrong way round, but Curran has been exceptional with the bat for us and performs such a high standard. 157 for the 7th wicket has given us a chance to try and win it. Now, it did look like it was... Yeah, it's a little bit overcast, actually. Cloudy. Bounces average. There's a bit in this for the bowlers. We're going to lose the series. 3 wickets we're going to go down. Van der Dusen with 51. But good performances. Milan with 37. Quinton de Kock with 49. We just weren't good enough. I feel like we got outplayed, particularly at the start. They started really well in the power play. We did start to pick up intermittent wickets. And between the 30 and 35th over, we started to regain a bit of control. Chris Jordan picked up a wicket. Ben Stokes with a wicket. Stokes with another wicket. He was the pick of the bowlers, actually, Stokes. 3 for 32 for him. I'm really impressed with how he bowled. Brodin Carse, have we learnt enough about him yet? We've learnt something. And that he's going at over 6 and over and he's averaging 40 with the ball. So we've probably learnt enough. Tom Curran was expensive. It doesn't look too bad here, but he was particularly expensive in the first few overs. And that caused us a big issue. We lose to South Africa. World ratings for one-day international cricket. We're still top. We're on 31 points. So we make some changes to the squad. Phil Salt is coming into the squad. Not played this year, and Timel Mills is coming in as well. His left arm seam towards the end of the innings could be really useful. So T20, a bit of a different kettle of fish. One that Liam Livingstone is performing exceptionally in at the moment. You're looking for people with an economy under 8, and Chris Jordan so far in the 3 games we've played an economy of 5.67. Also going to give James Vince a run out in the middle order. That does mean dropping Moeen Ali, and you know, it's all about trying stuff. It's a seaming condition sort of day. We definitely don't need 2 spinners. And given the conditions we're playing in, seaming conditions, massively overcast, that's a really good score. Jason Roy, 84 off 64. That return to form just starting to creep in. 48 for Joe Root, batted reasonably well and gave us some stability while the ball was nipping around. James Vince came in and scored 12, but he was just trying to smack it at the end. And we're done. Match abandoned. 0-0 going into the next. 160 for 9. We've got difficult conditions again. They were okay at the start, but they're not too great now. Stokes was exceptional. Matt Parkinson was very good. He actually finished really, really well. Stokes had the big over as well. It's here, over number 5, just before the end of the power play. He got 3 wickets in the over, and that changed the complexion of the game. They ended up 4 for 44, but they've rebuilt well. David Miller, who's an exceptionally good T20 player, scoring 38. Fafalaqueo with 24. Chris Jordan went round the park, which was a slight problem. Tom Curran going at over 8s. Jason Roy with the fastest 50 at Cardiff. James Vince, he's a thing. 71 off 51. Went to his 50 off for about 28 balls. Jason Roy with another good performance. 79 off 37. He's having a great little campaign at the moment. And we take a 1-0 lead with 1 to play. I'm going to bring in Timel Mills for Chris Jordan. Jordan's a bit tired fitness-wise. But also this series, he's going at 10s from that 1 game. I know we've only played 1 game, but he's going at 10s. I want to give Mills a run out and see what he's got. It's not looking good. 206 for 6 day score. Just a good performance. Quinton de Kock with a real rapid fire. 50 at the top, and then David Miller and Fafalaqueo got away from us towards the end. The over by over doesn't look good. There's a huge, nice rise for them. We did finish well in the final over, picking up wickets. But you see there, Tom Curran, he had a poor performance. Went for 3 sixes on the trot. 26 runs in that 19th over. His figures are actually pretty poor. He went at 14s, but he's not. Especially his economy rate hasn't been good for us in this format of cricket. In fact, he's over 6s in ODI as well. Abysmal. We've been rolled for 119. Butler with 27. Stokes with 27. But look at this. Rabada absolutely ran through us. Roy with a golden duck. Root with a golden duck. You look at that and you are in strife. 2 down in the first over. In fact, we conceded 5 in the power play. We're abysmal. It's going to finish 1 apiece, but I feel like we've got a lot of questions around white ball cricket that we need to fill. I don't feel our batting is too bad, even though we got rolled. But our bowling, Tom Curran, not the best. He's gone at over 10s. Chris Jordan at over 10s. Sam Curran had a poor series for him. Tim Mills went at 9s. Look at it. Curran's going at 8.61 from 6 games. That's way too expensive. But it does mean we've got some test match cricket coming up. And we've got a bit of a conundrum going on here. We've got Keaton Jennings at the top, who is not going to show his test matches on here. But he had a really good test match. Or 2 test matches, scored 100 and scored a 50. Now, Zach Crawley is currently averaging 42, scored a century, and he's got 250 to his name. And Alex Lees, who was in cracking form for us before he got injured for 4 weeks, has got 2 centuries. Brook is horrendously out of form in domestic cricket, in test match cricket. So I think Brook's going to drop out from the team. And it does mean Curran's going to retain his place. 10 wickets at 25 this year in test match cricket. The economy rate is high, but his strike rate is very, very good. This is the question mark we've got. We've got Bairstow who can keep. Do I play Keaton Jennings, who is in exceptional form? Because Bairstow isn't batting that great, and we can just drop everyone down 1 and have Bairstow at 6. It gives us a lot of depth. We're going to try it. We're trying stuff around here. It's not what I'd normally do with the team, but it's an exceptional circumstance where Jennings is just in amazing form, as is the other 2 openers. Root and Pope, however, poor form. Is that worth a bowl? I reckon that's worth a bowl, isn't it? Like, it's amazing weather. If we can bat on day 3, we're all good. 394. Curran with 4. Stokes with 3. You know, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the wicket straight. They just batted well throughout. Milan was great for 60. Van der Dusen scored well. But for Rain, he always scores runs against me. And Mulder is an all-rounder, but he's performing above expectations in this save so far. 394. We've lost most of day 2. We've got 15 overs to bat through before some decent batting conditions coming up. And we make it through the day at 40 for none. Go Crawley and Lees. And you know what? We're near enough at parity. 376. Lees with 99, continuing an excellent year. So gutted to see him get out. But he batted really, really well. Runs took the ball away beautifully on that leg side. Ollie Pope with 94. He's had a good season in test match cricket without really making a massive score. Averaging 45, 350s to his name, 400 runs. Looking good. Root and Jennings offered some stability in the middle before we kind of fell away, and Dwayne Olivier with 6 wickets. That 157 partnership was by far the best. You see our run rate really dropped off towards the end when we started losing wickets. The extra depth in the batting lineup may have helped, but it does mean on day 4 they've got beautiful batting conditions. Oh, it's a good chase this. 325 we're going to need. Runs up top from Milan, Markram, and then Varane and Mulder just annoyingly good. And Rabada with 64. We just couldn't quite put them away. We had them 7 for 226, but 306 all that. And those runs are going to be massive for us trying to do this. Anderson and Robinson were good. Stokes and Curran were both expensive. Stokes expensive until his last spell. And I got a lot of overs out from Leach because we just couldn't get a breakthrough. But 325 to win. We're on the end. We've got 39 minutes left until the end of day 4, and day 5 looks a beauty. Day 5 does look brilliant, but we're doing it without Zach Crawley, who has gone for 15 with the last ball of the day. Can you believe it? Zach. Well, that's put the cat amongst the pigeons. We've just lost 3 wickets in the final 2 overs of the first session. We're now 6 down. We've been rolled. We've been absolutely skittled for 120. Nothing was working. Rabada just ran through us. Really high quality bowling, to be fair. We didn't really have many answers. This was the spell here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wickets coming in the space of 5 overs. Poor performance from the team. One change. Brody coming in for Sam Curran, who's going to get a bit of a break. His economy rate 3.72, a little too high at the moment. Runs down the bottom again. We actually performed pretty reasonably here. 5 for 165. We had them at one stage. But Rabada with 62 again. Maharaj with 38. Just couldn't quite put them away. They just kept scoring. And we had this huge period here where we're going through to the new ball. We couldn't take a wicket. And then it took us a while to get into them again and take some wickets. So good performance from South Africa and poor from us. Big boy runs down the bottom, 382 all out. And we weren't doing that great. We were 5 for 160, and then Bairstow and Stokes came together at 6 and 7. 6th wicket partnership of 180 completely changed the complexion of the game. Well, look at that. Pure control from them from the 54th over all the way to the 123rd over, I think it was. Great performance. Pope was okay. Root and Jennings both made starts, but we've given ourselves a lead of 63 runs. It's still a decent batting wicket. We're day 3. We've got an hour left, but, you know, start of tomorrow looks pretty nice. And we've left ourselves 126 runs to win. Another good performance. Ben Stokes and Ollie Robinson were brilliant in this. And it was particularly with the older ball that they managed to get it working. They came on for a spell around here, around the 33rd over mark. And they started taking wickets all the way through. Really good performance. I can't criticise it at all. We've put ourselves in charge of the game. We've got loads of time left in it. We're on day 4, session 2. Beautiful sunshine. Uneven turning pitch could be interesting, especially against this team. 126 to win. We've done it. We've got there 126 for 3. I thought we were going to be in trouble at one stage when we were 2 for 35. I thought they could go through us here, but Pope held strong with 43. Keaton Jennings getting us across the line. It's a good series. It's one apiece. The final test match of the summer. A decider is here, making a change. Broad is going out. Curran is coming in. Broad's form is okay. His economy is okay, but his average is really poor. I feel this is going to give us the best chance of winning. Keaton Jennings, this is such a horses for courses. I'm not going to pick him other than a backup opener going forward. I'm going to make some changes in the winter, and what we're going to do for the start of the next episode is I'll have all the data loaded into my spreadsheets, and we'll be able to analyse the players in county cricket and make the best decisions to bring people into the team in all formats. So decider, oval, beautiful sun. We've got a bat. In the words of Daniel Parter, because you've had a bad day, let everyone down. 255 for 8. Top order failed. Pope the only one that stood up. Stokes batting way down at 7. 67 not out. Holding strong with Jack Leach, who's on 21. Oh, they've done it again. We've got to the end of their innings. We scored 306. Stokes ended up on 85. And we had them for the taking. They were 9 for 308. And they put on 45 for the final wicket. Varane, who is annoyingly consistent down the bottom end of their innings, with a really well-made 108. Markram and Van der Dusen both made 60-odd earlier. But we just struggled for the breakthrough at the right time. And it's going to be 282 to win. We score 328. Ollie Pope with another century. I say another century. I know that he's had 2 this season. He's incredible. Incredible on the game. Stokes with 43 down the order. Root and Jennings both adding around 40. Rabada with 6 for. But it is all to play for. Series on the line with uneven bounce. Sharp turn. Jack Leach get warmed up. And with 4 sessions to score 282. T on day 5. South Africa needs 68 to win. 214 for 9. Wiaan Mulder could get them across the line, but I hope we can keep him in check. We're looking in a good position. Leach with 3 wickets since he came on around the 50th over. Anderson, just everyone chipping in. New ball available as well. And we've got uneven bounce, sharp turn, 1 wicket to go. It's going to be Jimmy and it's going to be Robbo. Done it. Anderson with the wicket. It's going to give us a quite incredible 2-1 victory over a really good team. Ollie Pope, man of the match for his century and his 68. I'm stoked with that. That's a really good win against generally the best team on the game. Average of 78 for Pope. Stokes averaging 67. That's great. And then a huge drop off. Root, Crawley, Lees. No one really getting big scores. Lees with 150. Crawley with none. We need to watch that because in previous games he's been poor, but he started well in the series here. And maybe we're just starting to see the drop off with the ball. Stokes with 15 wickets is an absolute bargain. Like, I find he's pretty poor on the game, but that's exceptional. No one doing great. Jack Leach doing well because I bowled him in good times or best times for bowling. But I'm stoked with that. That's such a good performance. Puts us up to 23 points if we weren't on 23 points already. The Royal London Cup's got the final coming up between Surrey and Glamorgan. The Blast was won by Durham and the 100 was won by Birmingham. But the Championship is still ongoing, so we'll touch on the Championship at the start of next episode. Next episode, we're going to go through all the winter tour that we've got. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We've got Australia in 1 days. We've got the T20 World Cup. We've got 1 days, lots of 1 day series against Australia. The one's a T20, one's an ODI. We've got Pakistan away in test matches. We've got 2 test matches in New Zealand. We've got 3 1 days in Pakistan to finish off the year. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're brand new around here. We'll catch you guys next time.